All right, welcome to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and today is Thursday, August 26, 2021. Hey, just a reminder, if you like this show, hit that share button right now and share this with someone who would benefit from it. Also, hit that like button and let me know that you enjoy the show. Leave comments. Hey, get involved. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling. You can attend a complimentary class today, Thursday, by going to investorschooling.com, or any other Thursday if you'd like. Go to investorschooling.com and you can attend a free class. All right, on today's show, we will be discussing the fact that the Dow dropped, probably because of the next topic, the Kabul bombing. We're also going to discuss U.S. COVID cases are slowing down, Dollar Tree stock falls, more gratuitous student loan debt is canceled, and Ford is suffering from a chip shortage. All right, let's get into it. The Dow dropped actually almost 200 points today, and the S&P and NASDAQ also followed. Now look, here's the deal. Here's what's probably going on, and if I don't know if you saw it, but the Dow was up for a little while this morning. Everything seemed to be moving kind of nice, slowly, but kind of nice, and then all of a sudden, at about, 11 o'clock-ish, we got message, or we got a news flash that there was a Kabul bombing, that they bombed, next to the airport. So the Pentagon on Thursday confirmed that several service members have been killed after two explosions went off near Hamid Karzai International Airport in Kabul, Afghanistan. A number of others are being treated for wounds, Pentagon spokesman John Kirby said in a statement. The embassy had previously issued a security alert urging Americans to avoid the airport. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I heard this yesterday that they had a security alert, and I was kind of like, wait a minute, let me get this straight. You guys know that there's something's going on? So if you know something's going on, number one, how did you find out? Why couldn't you stop it? Or even more, do you know who's going to bomb? So I was a little concerned with this, and sure enough, there it is. They said it was an imminent threat yesterday. Imminent threat. And sure enough, today, the bomb goes off. So there's something crazy going on. I don't know what, the biggest oxymoron, or one of the biggest oxymorons that people always joked about is military intelligence. Well, what's going on here? If they know there's going to be a bombing, whatever. Well, at least they warn people. So currently there are 12 U.S. service members who were killed and 15 who were wounded. It's terrible. It really is terrible. We also know that a number of Afghans fell victim to the heinous attack. Our thought and prayers go out to the loved ones and teammates of all those killed and injured, said Pentagon spokesman John Kirby. About 5,400 U.S. service members are assisting with the evacuations in Kabul, and about 1,000 from Britain. Look, so here's the deal. So they sent a whole bunch of service members over there to get. I actually found it's not funny anymore, but I found it comical that they sent 5,000 troops to get out 2,500 troops. Okay, whatever. So there's a bunch of stuff going on there. We need to follow it. However, the stock market is certainly nervous, and that's what I wanted to bring up, the fact that the stock market ended down about 200 points today, because it slowly rose, and then all of a sudden the news came and it slowly dropped. Now, what's going to happen? I don't know, but you got to remember that ISIS attacks are probably expected to continue, and what does that mean tomorrow? So typically what that means tomorrow is, depending on what happens tonight, right? If it's all quiet tonight, then nothing bad will happen tomorrow in the stock market, or nothing good will happen in the stock market. On the other hand, Biden is expected to speak tonight at 5 o'clock, and he's going to give an update on this. Actually, that might be interesting to watch. But anyway, so he's going to give an update on this, and depending on what he says, that may affect the stock market. So there's a lot of nervousness in the stock market, and that's what's going to make the stock market move up and down. Now, I will tell you that those are buying opportunities coming, so if you start paying attention to them and have good fixed-in prices of when you're going to buy stocks and what numbers they're going to buy them at, it'll be a good idea to start watching those in prices and start making those plays. All right, let's talk about the fact that U.S. COVID cases are slowing. The 7-day average of new COVID cases crossed 152,000 on Wednesday, according to Johns Hopkins University, an increase of 11% from the prior week. So, didn't I just say they're slowing? Well, actually they are. The country was reporting much steeper weekly increases of more than 30% just 2 weeks ago. So they had increases of 30%, now they have increases of 11%. Basically, Cases have climbed to their highest since January at an average of 152,000 per day over the last week, but the pace of the rise in new infections has substantially slowed over the last 2 weeks. Now, if you're a conspiracy theorist, I'm going to tell you what the conspiracy here is. It's real simple, that we now have new news, which is Afghanistan, so all the news outlets can now have something to talk about besides COVID. If you ever noticed that that's all there is to talk about right now. I do a news show every day, and I have to sit here and I have to filter through the news to find good stories for you guys that are related to the stock market, of course, but every story out there is COVID, 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 COVID. Today, we had Afghanistan, so maybe now we could talk about something else. That's not a good reason for Afghanistan to happen, but here it is. That's what's going on. So now we have the pace of infections slowing down over the last 2 weeks, and maybe we'll actually get some real numbers now because we have something else to report in the news. The comments from officials insist that the unvaccinated are the ones spreading the virus. Of course they are. That makes total sense, right? But does the vaccine really work? A UK study of over 400,000 people who had received both shots of the Pfizer vaccine found its effectiveness fell to 74% 5 or 6 months after receiving both doses. Wow, isn't that an advertisement for a booster shot? Huh. An analysis of over 700,000 people who had received both doses of of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine showed its effectiveness fell to 67% after 4 or 5 months. And even though the data did show a waning, the effectiveness of the vaccine over time, a study suggests it's still probable that at least 50%, there'll be at least 50% protection. So if you get the COVID shot, it's 50% chance that the COVID shot is going to work, and 50% chance that it's not going to work, is what this is going to drop down to according to a study. Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about... Actually, let's do this. Let's go to commercial first, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about Dollar Tree. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from 2 Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. Investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and today we have been discussing the fact that the Dow dropped, probably because the Kabul bombing. We also talked a little bit about COVID cases slowing and whether the vaccine actually works or not. And we discovered that you have a 50% chance that the vaccine is going to work, and a 100% chance that you're going to get yelled at if you don't get the vaccine. All right, anyway, let's talk a little bit about Dollar Tree. And Dollar Tree yesterday, actually, by the way, Dollar Tree, the stock actually fell. And yesterday we discussed that retailers like Best Buy and Dick's Sporting Goods were crushing it and making great new profits as their stock prices rose. Yet Dollar Tree is hurting. Dollar Tree said that rising freight costs will drag down its earnings by $1.50 to $1.60 per share, more than double the 60 cents to 65 that it had projected in May. Now look, here's the deal, right? The shares of the company are down 12%. But think about this. Dollar Tree. The whole concept of Dollar Tree is they sell things for $1. Now, I actually, a while back, I actually wanted I actually inquired about a Dollar Tree franchise, and I wanted to find out how they bought their stuff. And by the way, believe it or not, the profits on Dollar Tree were huge, and not anymore, but they were huge. Most of the stuff that they buy for 35 cents or less, which is the complete cost. So that's a pretty good markup. But think about this now. The reality is all prices are going up. So how could Dollar Tree continue to sell stuff for $1? They're not going to be able to, and that's the real problem. The real problem is they're not going to be able to sell it for $1 anymore. The profit, first of all, 33 cents is not 33 cents anymore. 35 cents is not 35 cents anymore. Now it's probably 60 or 65 cents. So that's cutting into their profits. Also, the other problem is you're going to have problems with shipping, right? So it costs, and they talked about it, it costs more money to ship things now. So the transportation costs are higher. The employee costs are higher. Everything is higher. I would expect Dollar Tree to slowly become $2 or less, like the name of the place be called $2 or less. There's a store called Five and Below, which obviously was a much smarter name because they have the option to not sell anything. They have the option to sell things for over $1. But there you go. Now you've got Dollar Tree, which is probably going to hurt right now. Now, Dollar Tree also went up during the pandemic because people needed to find places to go to buy stuff because most of the stores were closed. And if they didn't want to go to the supermarket, they went to Dollar Tree. They picked up whatever they could. And by the way, it's funny because there was some toilet paper in Dollar Tree when they had that toilet paper run, and people were actually going there and buying their toilet paper. So the other problem, again, as we talked about yesterday, is we talked about the fact that retailers are also marking up their prices, and you get what you pay for now. So Dollar Tree is not catering to those people anymore. So again, Dollar Tree will probably hurt for a little while until Dollar Tree realizes that they have to charge more than $1 soon, and that will change their entire model. All right, let's talk a little bit about student loan debt. All right, here's what's going on. So first of all, I saw a headline today, and the headline said, Education Department will cancel student loan debt for 115,000 borrowers. Now, if you remember, the Biden candidate, when he was a candidate, he promised that student loans were going to be canceled. So the more times that you could put headlines in that say that the Education Department cancels student debt, he could come out and say, hey, look, we canceled student debt. So let's talk about something that happened last month. He canceled student debt for disabled Americans. So 550,000 disabled Americans had their student loan debt canceled. Okay, look, I'm very happy they had their student loan debt canceled. They obviously couldn't pay it, but so what? They can't work either. So they're getting disability, and they can't pay their student loan. They weren't paying their student loan anyway. I mean, and if they were, they had poor advice, because if they're on disability, their credit is shot already. They're not going to get enough income in order to do all the things they need to do. So they're better off not. They were better off not paying it. But basically, they take a group of people who weren't paying their student loan, and they basically said, hey, okay, you don't have to pay your student loan. This is for the disabled Americans. Now, I have to tell you that that's actually great, but at the same time, it's just another gratuitous act for sensationalism. So here's what happened now. The new debt forgiveness, 115,000, will go to those who attended ITT Technical Institution, a for-profit school that is now defunct. So I don't know if you guys remember ITT Technical Institute. We saw the commercials all the time, and they would talk about how, you come here and you make all kinds of money and blah, 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 blah. You learn whatever, Windows, and you learn computer repair and all of that, and it was great. So that they basically, because they were a school and they actually gave some kind of diploma, they qualified for student loans. So in other words, the government-backed student loans, they qualified. So because they qualified for this, many of the students were closed. In other words, when they came into the enrollment office, oh, no problem, you get a student loan and you could come to school and you could learn, and then you could pay off your student loan like every other college. So because they were accredited, they were allowed to do that. Now, ITT was a for-profit school, and it was not like, like these colleges, which are more for profit than they say they are, but it wasn't like these colleges that have these big endowments that are going to be there forever. ITT just couldn't make it. They couldn't hold in there, and they failed. So because they failed, most of the students didn't get their degrees, and they left the school before March 31st, 2008. So now think about this too. Here it's 2021, and in 2008 the school was defunct, right? So now basically they're going to cancel the student loans of all the people who still had the student loans from 2006, 7, and 8. Once again, it's just another gratuitous act. Think about this, right? basically what's happening here is they're saying, okay, look, we're going to cancel these student loans, but these people have probably paid most of it back by now because it wasn't canceled before. So whatever balance you have now will be canceled. Who knows? Maybe it'll be canceled 6 months from now, so you still have to make six more payments. Whatever. But the fact is, it's gratuitous. Today's action continues the department's efforts to improve and use its targeted loan relief authorities to deliver meaningful help to student borrowers. U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona says in a statement, right? Still, Biden remains under pressure to go further and cancel the $50,000 per borrower in a student loan debt for all. This is what he ran on. He said he was going to cancel $50,000 of debt on this. And of course, it has not happened. It will not happen. And it's not going to happen. And it's a joke. So stop thinking that he's going to cancel the student debt. In fact, I'll be honest with you, I really hope he does, because I think these student loans are the worst thing for most people out there. All right, let's talk a little bit about Ford when we come back from the next commercial. I'm going to tell you all about what's going on with this next commercial. You can win Phil's BMW Z4. Hey, win a BMW Z4. Find out how to do that right now.
Hey, if you were listening to Investor Schooling Live today, I'm Phil Falcone, and I made the decision today on air that I'm going to be giving away this car. You want to take a look at it? Let's do it. How would you like to pop your top without ever getting out of the car? Huh? It's pretty cool. You can do it at a red light. You can do it when you see it rainy. You can actually even do it when you're driving, as long as you don't go maybe faster than 10 miles an hour. So I am giving away this car. Why? Is it because I'm crazy? Is it because I'm rich? Is it because of both? Take your pick. I don't care. Let me tell you about the car. We're going to have a contest. We're looking for real estate investors to go to our website and give us a real estate tip. And you can have people that you know vote on the site about which real estate tip is the most quality, most valuable to them. So let's just say that our contest is going to be looking for quality real estate tips and for votes. So you need to get your friends, your family, people who care about you, and real estate investors who are willing to go on the site and vote for it. And I will give you this car.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and today we've been talking about quite a number of things, and anything from the fact that the Dow dropped because of the Kabul bombing. We talked about COVID cases slowing. We talked about Dollar Tree falling. Let's talk a little bit about how Ford is suffering from a chip shortage. So Ford is once again cutting production of its F-150 pickup truck and 2 other vehicles next week due to the ongoing global shortage of semiconductor chips. It will cut production of the Ford Edge and the Lincoln Nautilus, as well as the F-150. I'm astounded, but at the fact that they have to do it, it is what it is. Ford has been impacted particularly hard by the lack of chips, losing about 50% of its planned production in the second quarter. So first of all, before we go into the fact that this is a great buying opportunity for Ford stock, if you have a Ford truck, sell it now, and you can sell it for a lot more money than you probably paid for it. But let's talk about Ford stock. So as you can see in this chart, Ford is right about the peak. By the way, it peaked in June at about 16, and now it's about its former peak of about 12.75, which was about 6 months ago. I'd like to see it below 12, and I got to be honest with you, I think at that point it's a great buy. So if you see Ford go below 12, I would jump all over it. I think it's a great play. I mean, this chart is really a telling chart. And then once again, if it falls below 11, I would even add to it a little bit more if you still have some money left. Add to it. So 12 and 11, those are buys for me. I think it's a great options play. I would go over 2 earnings just in case. All right, let's wrap this up. First of all, gold and silver didn't move much today. By the way, I expected a little bit of a pop due to the unrest in the Mideast, and it did happen for a second, but didn't happen very long. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you right now, I would expect a very strange day in the market. It may be a day of U.S. retaliation or a day of more events from ISIS. This is going to affect the market over the next 2 weeks or so, and there may be some great plays, so make sure you take a look and watch them. I will tell you that I'm also away tomorrow, I'm away Monday, and I'm away Tuesday. So you guys are going to miss me. I got some loyal viewers, and my apologies, but I'm away for the next couple of days, going to a great mastermind meeting in Buffalo, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So again, I'll be away. Let's talk a little bit really quick about this show, Money Chat Now. From time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed in the show. The opinions discussed in the show are solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. I want to thank you again for watching Money Chat Now. I look forward to your continued support. Please, please, please hit that share button right now and share it with someone you know. Hit the like button and let me know you enjoy the show. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And of course, like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much.